Oh, hey guys. Today is still April 30th, only for like a couple more hours. But I wanted to share a little story that happened while I was picking up the Walmart load that that I picked up today. And I was there at Walmart for about an hour. My load was ready, but the trailer I picked up that I'm actually hooked up to, it had a glad hand issue, which my truck's getting a PM done tonight anyways. So I just, instead of having to backtrack and deeper into LA, especially 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I figured I'll just like zip tie it, which it is really loose. It looks like somebody popped the glad hand off, popped their hose off, and it broke it and moved it up, and then there's a bolt missing out of it, and even with zip ties and with a bungee cord, trying to keep it down and on there, because I mean I can still pop it up a few centimeters, like I can make it bounce up and down by just bopping it, which it obviously it hasn't popped off. I mean, I'm not losing air. I've gone over bumps, gone over turns, 90-degree turns and everything. I'm still not comfortable with it, but 6 hours from now, it's gonna be getting fixed. But so I'm sitting there, right? I've been there for about 40 minutes. I'm about ready to go. I was literally typing on the little Qualcomm's, what this is called. Typing on the Qualcomm. Come on, cat, get off my lap. Typing on the Qualcomm my loaded call. I was about halfway through it. And this day cab though had showed up like about 10 minutes prior to this, before I really started. And this guy's getting impatient, flashing his brights at the semi, even though the semi's passing somebody. There's not enough room for the semi to get between us, so I slow down as I can't get over yet. But so the day cab's there for about 10 minutes at this time, and where he chose to set up and back into, and it wasn't a wise decision. You can tell based on the decision this guy made that he was relatively new. Don't know how new, but relatively new, because he chose a spot, and there's a handful of spots, but he chose a spot where he would have to set up with his tractor where I was parked, and he didn't do that. He tried doing a 90-degree, which is fine. 90-degree is still a good choice here at that place, but I hate it when people do this. It's like they haul ass and then they back off, even though like there's plenty of room to scoot up a little bit more. But he tried to do 90-degree. However, you can tell he's never really done 90-degree. So because he kept holding the pivot too long, which I do that too. But 90-degree, when you're that close and it's that tight in the box, when you're trying to put it between two trailers, if you hold the pivot too long, what's gonna happen, and this is especially more common on 90-degree, is you're gonna come really close to the trailer on the left. And that's what he did. He couldn't figure out how to get off it. I mean, he was trying. My general rule of thumb is I'm not gonna go help a driver unless they help me. I'll pay the favor back then. Or I can tell after them trying to figure it out after a little bit that they don't quite understand what they need to do to rescue themselves out of the situation they put themselves in. And that's what happened here. That's why I went over and helped the dude. I didn't bring out my GoPro because you could tell by looking at this guy, he was starting to get frustrated with himself. So there's no point me putting on my GoPro, because at this point he's already been there for 15 minutes, and I didn't go over and berate the dude. Drivers, when you go to help somebody, this is how you initiate it. You get their attention, make sure they stop whatever they're doing. If they stop, you have their attention, and then this guy also didn't roll down his window. When he stopped, he didn't roll down his window. So make sure they roll down their windows, because you need them to hear you and everything else around him. I think it's part of the reason why you fucked up too, with the set, you know, trying to put it in the first time. If you're gonna do 90, you definitely want your window down. That way you can get your head out the window. Get some more field of view. But just get their attention, get them to stop. If they acknowledge you, then they don't turn you away, help them. Don't try to tell them, hey, you know, I'm seeing them having a struggle. No, don't do that. Don't tell them you see you're struggling, nothing. Because I guarantee that driver, especially since if you're in my shoes where I'm sitting there watching, he's already frustrated. He's already starting to get himself, you know, getting the little anxiety going. He doesn't need the people pointed out that you just fucked up. So yeah, so I walk out. I do what I just did, right? I get his attention, wave my hand, and tell him right on his window. I said, hey, I'll get you, you know, I'll fix this, but listen to what I say, and I will not let you hit any trailer I won't let you hit a trailer. He says, okay, thank you, right? So I tell him, hey, you need to crank it hard to left, because he's literally like half an inch away from catching the trailer on his left. Like he's grazing it. If you look in the mirror, it looks like he's grazing it. And that, I guarantee you, he did not, like, he was struggling trying to get off that trailer. And he's a day cab, so he's like half my length, and he got himself into this mess. Cause my truck is about 22 feet. Day cabs are quite a bit shorter. They're about 10 feet shorter. So he didn't listen though. I don't know if it's because he's really new, he didn't have good training, or what. I wasn't gonna judge the guy, or if if he just was so worked up that he was just not thinking this clear. You could tell, because you could tell just by looking at this guy's face that he was done. It was done with this spot. But he could have easily drove out of it, got away, picked a different spot. But no. I'm glad he didn't. He needs I hope he realized at the end of this how I fixed the situation for him and learned from it. Because this will happen again to him. That's guaranteed. So I told him, I walked up, okay, if you're too close on the left side, especially that close, you need a hard crank it left, hard, full crank. Because you don't have a lot of room to work with. Because, this is savable if he listens, right away and starts doing everything I say. This is fixable. He doesn't have to pull it up. He won't do nothing. This is completely fixable. He'll have to pull up once the trailer is centered in the box, and he'll pull up and, back it straight back in. But he didn't, he kind of instead of listening to me, he did a hard crank, and then immediately as I said, I'm gonna go on the other side to make sure you don't hit anything. As soon as I walked over there, he immediately started turning, started trying to do what he was just doing the last 15 minutes. It wasn't working. And I was trying to get this guy so I had to reset him. I had him pull back up straight, up and left towards the trailer that he was, too close to, because he couldn't turn right. You couldn't do a hard crank right, and there's no point in going straight up, because then you're going to be in a pivot. That dude's moving. So I reset the whole situation, because he's still too close on the left side. He's still half an inch. And I'm like, all right, let's try this again. Hard crank it, and I'll let you know when to get under it. But don't I won't let you hit anything. And immediately, as soon as I walk back to the other side, he starts doing the same other thing where he starts trying to do what he was doing before. Which I understand that. First emotions are weird, frustration. You're frustrated too so much that you're because you're stressing out that your brain just doesn't want to cooperate. But at this point, there's been a driver waiting on him this whole time. This driver's waiting to go up scale, and he has to go he could have done what I did when I went to go scale. I pulled out, went left when I needed to go right. But if I went right, I would have taken that trailer immediately to my right. So there wasn't enough room. So I went left, went against the scale, went to the end of the UE. It was really tight, but this comes from some experience, knowing how much room you need to do a Yui. And it's daylight, it's a lot easier to see. But so this other driver comes out, and he immediately tries to start taking over what I've been doing. And I was like, hey, no. I shut this driver down immediately. I was like, hey, he doesn't need two people right now. He's already confused. He's already struggling. The driver said, okay, you know, didn't get mad at me, nothing. He just understood, because that's the problem out here too. When one guy comes out, all of a sudden everybody in the mother wants to come out and come give you like multiple hand signals and everything. And I wasn't gonna give this guy hand signals. I was using my voice, because if you can't understand a voice, especially when there's no wind, your truck's quiet, there's no other noise around, I don't want to confuse you by using hand signals you're not used to, or you may not know, because there's no standard for hand signals. Not to mention, I have to think, because if I was to do hand signals, I would put myself in the driver's seat, meaning like if I want to go left, I would have to like rotate my hand to the right, you know, while facing him, and that's a hesitation that's going to be created, because I have to make sure am I telling the right thing, thinking about it, you know. But anyways, so this other driver's like, okay, I was just make sure. He stays on the driver's side, communicating with the driver more, like he's talking as I'm telling him stuff. He's making sure the driver hears it, which is good. That's good support, dude. That driver was good support. However, though, the guy in the day cab did graze the trailer as he tried pulling up when the other driver came over. Because the other driver came over and was trying to get him out and up, but made him like, I don't know if he did it or the driver just wasn't paying attention, but he grazed the trailer. I mean, if you're going like 5 miles an hour and you catch the front corner of the trailer, you know, like where the plate where that green light would sit, it's not gonna do damage. Not at 3 miles an hour. Like it's probably not even gonna leave scratches. Like the driver heard it, he froze immediately. He stopped immediately, which is smart. So I mean, at least he had that common sense. But I was like, okay, see, now that's the reason why I didn't try to pull him up too much straight up, you know, and I didn't try to have him turn the trailer at all. I had him go immediately up to the left towards my truck where he should have been. That way he just has more room to work with, because his trailer tandems are already in the box. He just needs to get off the trailer to swing it in there. And this is, when I was really new, I did struggle with this issue too. I always overestimated how much tail swing I had, especially on my blind side. I always thought I had more, my tail was much longer than what it was. And that's what this guy was struggling with. Which seems to tell me that he was only about a month or 2 months in. So I'm not gonna default to go. We all gotta learn. But it's alright. So let's get back to this. After he stopped, we pulled him back up. I was like, okay, let's try this a third time. I told the driver, the other driver's like, he's not listening. I don't know if he's frustrated or what, but he's not listening. And the guy was like, yeah, and I see it. So like, okay, so let's try this again. Hard left, stay hard left till I tell you otherwise. I will not let you get anything. He's like, okay. He actually stays hard left. Believe it or not, he stays hard left. And I said, get under it. He started reversing it, and then he went too much. I was like, no. Like he started like going back hard left. I think he was going right. I was like, no, stop. Under it, all the way, hold it. And the other driver was making sure he heard that. Because like the other driver saw that he also started getting under it the wrong way too at first. Like he started getting under it, then he reversed and started like getting really close on the back side, like with the trailer clip. Like when I told him to get under it, he went to get under it immediately to be centered in the box and to not have your tail, you know, that 10 feet of overhang, take out the trailer next to you. That's where the damage is going to come in. It's not grazing it with the side of your trailer on the very corner of the front trailer. That's not where the damage comes from. The good damage you see, like all these gouges and, you know, scrapes and cuts in the trailers, are from the tails. Oh my god, like Arizona, fix your fucking roads. But from the tails and the overswings, right? This road's pissing me off. I don't know if you guys did hear the bumps. And see, I had no intention to walking this guy all the way in. I just wanted to fix this problem, make sure he sees what's happening, and let him get in the box by himself. I'm just making sure, fixing his situation. Because, like I said, at one point, as soon as he's in the box, he's going to pull up the set to straighten it out in the box, and then back straight up. So his 15 minutes of struggling was really like a 3-minute fix. Like, it took 3 minutes to fix this. And that's what I'm saying. I hope he realizes what I like, how I fix this, so he can use it later. Because he's gonna run into this issue some more. I mean, he did say thank you. Like, you did. Ow, fucking road. Don't you guys hate it when you're driving, hit a bump, and it jerks your steering wheel? Then it's like the road tries to break your wrist. But he did say thank you. And he said he appreciated it. And then you know, I walked back to my truck, finished my loading call, and yeah, left. Cause I was ready. I was done. The only reason I was there so long is I was waiting. I was trying to find zip ties. I didn't have zip ties. I guess I ran out, and I guess my bungees vanished. So, you know, I had to go ask a driver or two for a couple of well, I asked for zip ties. One driver gave me a bungee, and the other driver only had 2 zip ties, but he gave them to me. So, yeah, that's what, you know. It doesn't take much to help a guy out, you know. Help a guy out of a situation. Don't make him feel bad. Understand that we all had to learn at some point. We all have off days. I mean, this definitely was a young guy, but looking at him too. That's part of the issue out here in this field is too much driver forgets driver. Like, we're all literally on the same team. Like, do you know how much shit I get for being a reefer guy? Oh, I don't like the reefer noise. Can you go park somewhere else? Like, literally had somebody ask me, can you go park somewhere else? Like, no, fuck you, dude. It's like, my reefer's quiet. It's like a brand new, this reefer's not even like 5 years old. Like, this company is like, oldest reefer I've seen is 2015. And those are still quiet. Yeah, they get a lot louder as they age, but I mean, it's still quiet. Hell, honestly, my APU is louder than my reefer most times. Now, when the reefer goes full throttle, full RPM, you know, just screaming away, and yeah, then it's loud. But that's only a few minutes. That's literally 5 minutes at most. And it usually means it's defrosting, so it's clearing up the ice off the unit, or it's trying to rapidly cool something, you know, which usually happens when you first turn it on, and it's just a huge temp difference from the set and what it actually is. But no, I mean, some of the bullshit the drivers do out here, they need to understand that shit's stupid and they need to stop it. Like, stop trying to fucking go after each other so much. Like, it's always the same excuse. Oh, these steering wheel holders. Oh, these deregulations. Oh, this and that. Oh, ELDs. It's like, no. How about y'all take some fucking self-responsibility and stop being little shitheads? That's all it is. If I go throw trash outside, that's not, oh, you know, fucking this new generation. This, because by the way, I've seen it from both ends. Piss bottles included. I understand you gotta pee, and there's not every place will let you use the restroom, but it's not hard to throw that shit in the trash, or pour it out on the ground and then throw the bottle in the trash. Not just the whole thing, chuck it out the window. But if I go throw trash outside, that's not because of ELD or deregulation or steering wheel holder. That's because I'm just being a shitty person. That's like saying, there's so many more metaphors I could use, but no. Like, just, you gotta start, like, looking out for each other. Yeah, most drivers do, and there's always a bad, and most drivers do throw their trash away, do take care of themselves, you know, do what they're supposed to. But just like with the bad cops, the bad drivers, the guys who don't give a fuck, overshadow the industry, and it makes us all look bad. So eventually those guys will be out of the field. I wish the better drivers, the ones that actually gave a fuck about the job, actually got paid more over the standard. Like, I wish it wasn't just standard pay. Like if I'm always on time for delivery, you know, and then this guy has like a 85% on time delivery, why am I getting paid if we have this, assuming we have the same amount of time, you know, same experience, everything? Why am I getting paid the same as him? I should get a premium. I should demand a premium. Which good DMs understand that too. Like, see, this is part of the reason why I'm okay with making less money right now. My DM, if he rewards me because I'm reliable. I'm willing to save loads. Like I made $100 off a 20-mile trip. Actually, I made like $130 off a 20-mile trip because they gave me $50 for coming off my off time that I always take a little bit longer, 34, if my load, if you know the load demands it or allows it. I mean, because I mean honestly, like 34 isn't really off time. But so I take, you know, like I had like 3 days, taking 3 days off, right? And at this point, at this point, like I was only about 2.5 into it. It's like, you know, I still had another whole day to sleep. But so they called me like, hey, can you go rescue this load? I'll give you $50 to go do it, you know, on top of the local pay. All right. I mean, really, it was like a 40-mile trip because it was I had to go get it. And I was 20 miles away. Then it was 20 miles to the appointment, and that was a medical emergency that happened to the driver. $130 though, for fucking like 2 hours of work. All right, whatever. Now that lot was bullshit. I don't remember if I recorded it or not. I don't remember. They put me in a dock where I should not have been. And then they put a truck that was about like 3 feet longer than me right next to me. So even with the extra, like, you know, like, what was it, like 10 feet, 12 feet of room he had to go out to work with, it was still tight for him. Yeah, so we should, yeah. It was Performance Foods in Houston. If anybody knows that place, knows what I'm talking about, but in the far top of the well, what would be? I'm gonna call it far top because there's only one entrance, so the far top of their docks, just the corner dock up there. Yeah. And it was nighttime, so I couldn't really blindside it in very well. And I swallowed my pride. I asked for help to just put me in a box. Damn, there you go. I asked for help. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help. 9 times out of 10, a driver will come out and just at least spot you. That's all I wanted. It was too dark. I couldn't see the paint lines in my hood mirror. So I asked the driver who was waiting. Well, I could tell he was waiting for me. Say, hey, come over here and help me. You know, just don't let me hit anything. He kind of guided me into the box. It's like I told him I'm tired at this point. I don't know. He guided me into the box, and then I told him, hey, I got it from here. Because once he put the trailer in the box, I knew what to do. My brain was getting a little tired, so that's part of the reason why I was starting. I didn't want to try to blindside it in my whole way too. Yeah, all right, guys. Enough rambling. I might show you, do something on the PM. I don't know. I might. But hey, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.